With the Bears win this past Sunday and help from a few others this past weekend, shout out to the Rams for beating the Saints and shout out to the Eagles for beating the Giants. Because of that, the Bears still have a chance at making the playoffs at 1%.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
I will pound the table like anyone else till they are officially out. And hey, if they keep throwing us in the hunt images all over every single network, so gosh darn it, we are in the hunt. And also, can't believe I'm saying this, but shout out to the Green Bay Packers just this week. And yes, I said it, again, just this week, for helping us practically lock in the number 1 overall pick with their win over the Carolina Panthers and allowing the Bears to still have a slight chance at the playoffs. Let's have some fun today of what Chicago needs in order to get into the postseason. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this episode of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Dick Brody, and as always, thank you for tuning in. Happy holidays. I cannot thank you guys enough for an amazing 2023, and I cannot wait for what we have in store in 2024. So today, and as always, I'm going to let my crazy self go through every scenario that Chicago needs to happen over the next 2 weeks in order for them to make the playoffs. And if you're crazy like me and want Chicago to still make the playoffs this season and think they can, make sure you smash that like button on this video, throw a bear down in the comments section below, and put who you want the Chicago Bears to play first in the postseason if they make it, because it's happening, folks. I'm going to keep pounding the table and speaking it into existence. Also, I am still giving away an autographed Hall of Fame jersey by Brian Urlacher to one of our lucky subscribers to close out the year. To enter the giveaway, you must subscribe to the channel with notifications, like this video, and make sure you put a bear down in the comments section below. Winner will be announced at 5 p.m. Central Time this Sunday. Good luck and thank you all again. So what does Chicago need to sneak into the playoffs? Easy, they need to win out. They play the Atlanta Falcons this upcoming Sunday at Soldier Field. Atlanta is 7-8 after their win over the Indianapolis Colts, a game that Chicago actually needed the Colts to win. But the pass is the pass in the end, and Atlanta does not play well in cold weather like Chicago as they play in a dome. And with Chicago being 4-2 in the last 6 games, I'm feeling pretty good about this one. Then to close out the season, they're on the road against the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay is also fighting for a playoff spot and only 1 game ahead of the Chicago Bears in the standings at 7-8 at the moment. The Packers play Minnesota this upcoming week in week 17. And guess what? It is actually better if Minnesota wins this game against Green Bay, because that would make them 8-8 and they enter the final week of the season playing the Detroit Lions, who have already clinched the NFC North in a playoff spot, who Chicago has beat once. And if they lose to Detroit again, they and the Bears beating Detroit once this year, the tiebreaker goes to the Chicago Bears and Minnesota would be eliminated from the playoffs. That's just a cherry on top. We actually really don't need that. This is the exact scenarios that we need Chicago to get in, but that would just help out even more. So in week 17, we need the Giants to beat the Rams, Bucs to beat the Saints, Steelers to beat the Seahawks. And in week 18, we need the Lions to beat the Vikings, Cardinals to beat the Seahawks, 49ers to beat the Rams. First of all, these are all very possible. Let's go back to week 17. So the Giants need to beat the Rams. Giants are out, but they're going to want to play spoiler. They're also at home, and you know Tommy DeVito is going to be bringing it, and on top of it, the fan base loves this guy, so it's going to be a good game. Then the Bucs to beat the Saints. Saints are not legit. In fact, the Bears almost beat them this past season if it wasn't for a terrible game plan in the second half by both Matt Eberflus and Luke Getsy. And honestly, the Bucs are just too red hot right now, and they're going to want to clinch their division. And if they get the win over the Saints, they're practically locking that in. And then the Steelers to beat the Seahawks. Both teams are fighting for playoff spots in their respected conferences, but the Steelers are riding high, especially after their win over the Bengals. Then in week 18, Lions beating the Vikings. The Lions just beat the Vikings, and they're riding high after winning the NFC North for the first time in franchise history. And also, Dan Campbell is not the kind of guy that will rest his starters the rest of the season, even though they're already in the playoffs. He's going to want to get a better winning record, so he's going to play tough against those Vikings, especially being a division rival. Then needing the Cardinals to beat the Seahawks. It's a divisional game. The Seahawks don't know what to do at their quarterback position right now, and they're also hanging on by a thread. Cardinals they're a scrappy team and they're going to want to play spoiler as well. Why not go out and beat them? And then finally, the 49ers beating the Rams. 49ers are flat out better than the Rams. They're going to beat them to ride into the postseason on a high, beating a division rival and an even better record. So in all, I think this is all very possible. The NFL is crazy, just like the Bears season has been. I mean, we all know about this team right now. And if Chicago, after an insane offseason, current in-season, and then making it to the postseason, come on, why not? The NFL couldn't have scripted it up better. Again, like this video. If you want the Bears to make the playoffs, put a bear down in the comment section below. And thank you, as always, for tuning in. But with that, thank you, as always, for tuning in to this episode of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Nick Rohde, and as always, bear down, baby.